Hi, everybody. This slideshow will go over the directions for your final project for the 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teens. So to start, the product that you will produce is that you are going to create a Flipgrid video, which is basically going to summarize and evaluate the book. The video is a maximum of 7 minutes. Hopefully it's closer to the 5-minute mark, and it will address 5 talking points, which I'm going to go over right now. So the first talking point that I want you to address is one strength that you found in the book. So what was something that worked? What was something that you liked? What resonated with you? You can choose to discuss either content. So if there was a particular habit that you really liked, or a particular idea or concept that he talked about that really resonated with you. Or you can talk about form. You can talk about the way in which the book was produced. So the sketches in it was something that you liked, or the way it was structured, or his tone in writing it. So you can choose one or the other. I want to clarify here, you are only choosing one strength. So it can be something that worked for you, or it could be something that you liked, or it could be something that resonated. You don't have to find something for each of those questions. So just one strength of the book, and you'll talk to us about why you thought it was a strength. The second talking point is kind of the opposite of that, one weakness of the book. What didn't work? What didn't you like? What fell flat for you? What was something that you had a hard time getting behind? Again, this can either be content or form. So if you had an issue with the way the information was presented, or if you had an issue with one of the particular habits, you can choose to talk about either of those. The third talking point will be you discussing one habit that you think that you've mastered. Now, mastered is in quotes because obviously we're still always growing. But what is something that you feel like you're already doing? Which one do you think was the easiest to kind of include and incorporate into your life? It could be something either you did before reading the book, so something that you've kind of always done in your life, or it could be something that you started after reading that habit, and it's something that you've done since you've read that chapter. And then why do you think you started with this one? What was it about it that you started to incorporate in your life? The fourth talking point will be one habit that you're still working on. So which one do you think is most challenging to incorporate? Which one do you feel like you kind of maybe struggle with? And why do you find it so challenging? Why do you think it's one of those that's going to maybe take you a little bit more time? And then the final talking point is one quote. So I want to really articulate that you are selecting a quote that's by the author, one that stood out to you, one that resonated with you. It must be written by the author, not one of the supplemental quotes that he sprinkled throughout. He used a lot of famous quotes by famous people to kind of highlight some of his points. I'm not asking you to select one of those famous quotes that he included, but rather something that the author himself crafted. So you'll read to us what quote it is and what page it's on, and then discuss really briefly why it stood out to you and why it resonated with you. And then the last mark that you will get will be on the mechanics. So kind of how you've crafted the video. Are you visible? Can we see you? Can we hear you? Are you clear and concise? Are you articulate? And does the video flow nicely like you've actually practiced it? So you'll get some points based on actually the construction of the video itself. And then lastly, here's the rubric. So you'll see that you get 1 point for each of those talking points, and then 1 additional point for the mechanics to make it a total of 6 points on this final project. Again, you can structure it however you'd like. I would recommend just kind of going through the bullets. So I would start with one strength of the book, move on to a weakness, one habit that you've mastered, then one habit you're still working on, and then finally share that quote that resonated with you before you kind of sum up your video. Again, less than 7 minutes, preferably closer to the 5-minute mark, and it will be posted on Flipgrid. You will see a link to the Flipgrid criteria. If you have any questions or you need a little bit more support in crafting this, feel free to shoot me an email, and I look forward to seeing what you guys create.